Today we're going to be tying an Irish shrimp fly called the Mourne Orange and Gold. Okay, so I'm just going to add on my thread, and because it's quite a bright fly, I use white thread as the underbody, or you could use yellow or olive. Okay, so first thing we need to do is add on what will be our tag. So I'm using a single hook here, so what I want to do is I want to add on the material for the tag and bring it right down to just above the barb. Okay, then I want to bring the thread back up to halfway between the barb and the hook point. And this is going to be the area where we have our tag. Okay, so I just bring that up to where the shank starts to level out. And then a few turns to screw it in. And you can bring up the body for neatness, so you can cut off there. It's going to be a dubbed body, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. So the tail of the fly is going to be golden pheasant. I'm also going to add in just a small bit of crystal flesh. So gold crystal flesh is going to be at the centre of the tail. So I'm going to bring that down to the tag. And then I'm going to cut that off shorter than the length of the tail. So we'll get our golden pheasant. And if you ever have complications with golden pheasant tails, I actually have a specific video on it as well. So do check it out. What I've done is I just bring out the tip fibres. And a wee bit of wax on the thread as well. I just secure that tip in. Okay. You could use those tip fibres and bend it back again, it's up to you. And I'm going to bring that thread back again. And then just by using wet, damp fingers, just double those fibres. No need to train them with the scissors or anything. They're very soft and mobile. Okay, and depending on the size of your hook, how many wraps you want to do. Okay, so 2 wraps, I'll probably do 3. Don't want it too heavy. Remove some excess. Okay, now then, screw that in using your thread, and then again bring the stock up for neatness. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just have a look at those fibres. Make sure that they're well spread out. Okay, and then I'm going to hold them back, and I'm going to bring the thread over them. And that'll give me a more secure hold, so the thread's holding it, and not the stock. As well as that, it also kicks out the fibres, so they can pulse if you're facing them. Okay, so the rib for the rear of the fly is going to be gold oval or gold wire. It's entirely up to yourself. So I'm going to secure that in. And then the body is going to be either orange floss or orange fur. Okay, so I'm going to just add on our dubbing. The way I like to do my dubbing is just like to twist this until I get a few parts hitting that shank. Then if I do 1 or 2 turns, I get a lot stronger hold, and then I can actually just twist the line, or the thread, sorry. Actually tie with that there. This is the first time using this dubbing here. Doesn't seem to be spreading too well, but we'll keep on going anyway. Okay, so again, just twist that line, or that thread. Okay, till you get to the centre marker thereabouts. Any excess dubbing, just use it up or take it off. Then we're going to run up with 3 or 4 turns of our gold oval. Secure that in underneath. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the thread colour here now from the white to black. Okay, so now I've added on the black thread, I want to add on my mid hackle, which is going to be orange. Okay, so I break off the tip of the hackle and wax the thread as always, and then I expose maybe 4 or 5 fibres from that break, which creates a bit of a V or an X, and tie in at that break, and then bring it back and tie in again. Okay, then just start showing those fibres, they point inwards. And that's our hackle doubled. Okay, so we'll just wrap this in touch and turns, being sure after every turn just to have a wee look and a sweep. Oh. Let go of the hackle there, so I'll have to start over again. Okay. I'm just sweeping those fibres after every turn. I think one more turn will do. Okay. Those fibres are wet and I just had to do a wee bit of wetting them to make them double a bit there because I had to restart. But they'll look well in a wee minute. Trim off the excess. Just neaten things up at the front of the body. Okay, so now we've got our rib for the front of the body, which is gold oval again. I want to secure that in underneath, if it'll let me. Okay. And then again you're going to use a dubbed body. And this time it's black dubbing. Okay, and a lot less this time. Okay, so just going to start working that onto the thread. Unwrap the anchor it in first of all. And whenever you're twisting the dubbing, be sure you're not catching any of those hackle fibres. Okay. If you need to tighten up the dubbing, go ahead. That's working well for me now. And then just follow up with 2 or 3 wraps off your rib. Okay, secure it in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just draw all those fibres back, because that dubbing can very easily encroach onto the eye. This fly would normally have 2 jungle cock feathers roofing it. What I'm going to use one large one which has a split in the middle. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add that on at the centre, and then I'm going to pull the stalk until I think it's nice and central there. Okay. I'm going to secure that in, or then I'm going to just trim off my excess. And because I know there's not much more to the fly, I'm going to add on a bit of wax and make it very secure. Don't need to worry about super glue this time round. Okay. Now then, we have a front hackle which is silver or natural badger. So I'm just going to break off the tip as always. Expose a few fibres and prepare the thread of some wax. And tie in those fibres at the front, a few turns going forward, and draw them all back and secure in again. Oop. Then I'm going to use my scissors to train them inwards. And then we start wrapping our hackle. There will be more fibres. This is a genetic hackle, so naturally there'll be more fibres, but they're also much softer too, so you probably end up with about the same amount of wraps. But again, it's preference on what you think. Okay, so let's secure that in there now. A few wraps going forward. Then I can double that and secure it in on top. A few wraps going back. And then depending on where you tie it in, you can pull off the stalk or you can cut it. Okay. Then all we need to do is get a rope finish tool. Do 4 or 5 turns to that secure hold. And that is your Mourne orange and gold, folks. Hopefully you found that useful. As always, if you did, check out my other videos coming up on screen now. Until next time, thanks very much. All the best.